In this video we are going to see the algorithm for performing sparse matrix addition. How to perform sparse matrix addition. Okay, so already we have seen the video which shows the example of sparse matrix addition. Same examples we are writing in form of code. Okay. Now the first step of this algorithm is read two matrices of m by n size, where m is row and n is column. Okay, then once the matrices get accepted of m by n size, we have to convert that matrices into tuple form. That already there is a separate video how to convert sparse matrix into tuple form. Okay, that code as it is we have to take for converting the given two matrices into tuple form. Once that matrices get converted into tuple form, see one matrix is A matrix and second matrix is B matrix, which are in tuple form. Now next statement is that set I, j and k variable values to 1, where this I is an index of sparse matrix A, j is index of sparse matrix B, and k is index of sparse matrix or resultant matrix C, where this C matrix contains the addition of this sparse matrix A and sparse matrix B. After that, what we have to check, we have in example we have check conditions like if if first row of A matrix and first row of B matrix, column and row values are same, then we are doing the addition of that non-zero values of both matrices. If it is not, then we check the which matrix row value is less, which matrix column value is less. The matrix which row value or column value is less, that we are taking as it is into the resultant matrix and incrementing that particular matrix index value along with the resultant matrix value. The same thing we are going to do in algorithm. Okay, so how many times we have to do? For that we are taking while loop. We are doing till the number of non-zero values in A matrix and number of non-zero values in B matrix. So how we get that non-zero values? We will get that from A of 0th row. Okay, means 0th row of A matrix and val column, and B matrix 0th row and val column. Okay, so we are checking I is means we are repeating the steps while I is less than or equal to A of 0th non-zero values and J is less than or equal to B matrix non-zero value. See, here we are using AND gates, we are using here AND operator. It means that both conditions should be true. When these both conditions are true, then it will execute the instructions in the loop. Okay, so when these both conditions are true, then what we have to check? We have to check the conditions, number of conditions. That conditions are again we have taken in form of ladder if else, that is a nested if else. Okay, so first we have checked if A of I is the ith value. Okay, if A of means ith row of A matrix, if A of I dot row value is equal to B matrix row value, B matrix jth row value. If both are equal, then we are checking for the column value of that ith row in A matrix and jth row in B matrix. If column values are equal, then what we have to do? If row is equal and column is equal, we are directly adding two non-zero values of A matrix and B matrix and store it into resultant matrix val column. Okay, and row and column value we are taking from either from A matrix or from B matrix. So resultant matrix kth row column contains the value of either A matrix or B matrix row value of that ith row. So here we have taken A matrix. So A matrix ith row value is copied into resultant matrix C's kth row column. Okay, same as for the column value of resultant matrix, and then val column of resultant matrix contains the addition of ith row of A matrix value plus jth row of B matrix value column. Okay, and that addition is stored into resultant matrix val column. Okay, because we are performing the addition of both matrices, and both matrices rows and columns are same, so we are incrementing both matrices index, that is I and j, and by default k we have to increment for every condition. So I is get incremented, j is get incremented, and k get incremented. Now if this condition is not true, then what we have to check? So that condition in next else if ith row ith column of A matrix is less than jth column of B matrix, if column value of A matrix for particular row for particular column is less than column value of B matrix for particular jth row, then we have to copy the values of row, column, and val of the matrix which is less, that is A is less. So ith rows, row value, column value, and value get copied into resultant matrix, that is C's row, column, and value, and incrementing I and k, because we are copying A matrix, so ith so that I get incremented and k is also get incremented. Now if this condition is not true, it means that if the B matrices row B matrices column value is less than A matrices column value for particular ith and jth row, then we are copying B's jth row, column, and value into C's kth row, column, and value, and incrementing j and k. So that all these cases we have already seen in the example. The same cases we have written in code. Okay, so if you are not understanding, first go for the example and match that example with this code. All that conditions we have covered. If this is not the case, means columns are equal, and if there is a mismatch between the rows, then we have to check that. Else if A's row is less than B's matrix row for particular I and jth index, of A and B matrix, then the matrix which row value is less, that we have to copy as it is into the C's matrix at kth index. Okay, and then increment I and k. If this is not the case, then last case is that if B's row is less than A's row, for particular I and jth index, then we are copying B matrix row, column, value into resultant matrix row, column, value, and incrementing j and k. So incrementing j and k. Okay, so in this case, okay, all that in 4 cases, the row or column value of any one matrix is less, that matrix, all that values are copied as it is into the resultant matrix, and that particular matrix index counter variable get incremented. See here A matrix row is less, so we are incrementing I. Here if condition is that if B matrix row is less, then B matrix counter variable, that is j, get incremented. Okay, so every time these cases will get executed. But if the while loop is false for any one condition, while loop is false for any one condition. It means that if any one of matrix reached at the end of reach at the end of that tuple form matrix, any one matrix reach at the end of tuple form matrix. For example, now this is A matrix and this is B matrix. Okay, for A matrix we have taken I value and B matrix we have taken J counter. Okay, now if I counter reaches at this non-zero value 3, okay, means I is equal to 3, but the J counter is not reached at the non-zero value if it is at the 2 only. If J is equal to 2 and I is equal to 3, okay, in next iteration I value get 4 and J value may be 2. In that situation the first condition in while loop get false. Okay, first condition in while loop get false. So that here we have taken AND. Because of AND, what we need these two conditions should be true, but this condition is false, so it will exit from it will exit from while loop. But our B matrix is not completed. At that case what we have to do? So here we have to check. Okay, we are checking if I is less than or equal to non-zero value of A matrix, means A matrix is not completed. Then we are taking again while loop. In that we are executing this while loop until this I reaches at the non-zero value of A matrix and copying all the rows column values of A matrix to the C matrix. Okay, and if it is not case, the second case is then if J is less than or equal to B of B matrix is non-zero value, means B is not completed. If B is not completed, then again we are executing the while loop until this J counter reached at the non-zero value, all non-zero values of B matrix, and for every iteration we are copying row column value of B matrices to the resultant matrix row column value and incrementing J and K. So by using this step 6 and 7, what we are doing, we are copying all the remaining rows or remaining part of the matrix which is left, okay, or which is remaining. Okay, if A is remaining, then we are taking the while loop. If A is remaining, then we are taking the while loop and completing all the remaining rows of that A matrix and copying into the resultant matrix. If B is not completed, then we are taking the while loop and copying all the remaining rows of B matrix to the resultant matrix. Now what about the first row of resultant matrix, that zeroth row of resultant matrix, which contains the number of rows, number of columns and number of non-zero value in resultant matrix. So the row value of zeroth row of resultant matrix we are taking from the A matrix row value, and then column value of resultant matrix we are taking from the A matrix column value. Here we can take from A or from B, any one. Okay, and then val means how many non-zero values, how you will come to know, that is from K value. So the zeroth row val column contains the value that is K minus 1. This is the non-zero values in resultant matrix and display the resultant matrix. This is the algorithm for performing addition of two sparse matrices.